Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. This is my 100th episode on my YouTube channel. So welcome. I'm so glad you made it and you're here and live in Athena's Creations on Facebook. It is like 3 days until Christmas 2025. I can't believe it. So I had to wear my Santa hat, but tonight I've got some really fun new ideas for calendars, and of course the traditional calendars with all the measurements and all the fun. There's so many different ways you can create calendars. These make great gifts for coworkers. I usually get a custom order once a year from a neighbor down the street, so I'm always excited to come up with some fun new ideas and share them all with you. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. And I'm going to show you an expansion. I'm calling it an expansion, but it's got a little Post-it note holder, plus the little calendar will fit right here, and even a cute little, it's a pouch big enough for a tiny little pen or pencil. And this, of course, there's a little bit more to it, but again, I'm going to share all the details with you. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's go ahead and point the camera down and we'll get started. Here we go. All right, got a desk full of goodies to share. I am going live, not on my normal day, just because I actually decided to take this week off from work. So I'm getting some last minute things done before the holidays. I just know sometimes when it comes to crunch time, it's kind of last minute. Oh, gotta go get this, got an errand to run, and you know how all those fun things happen last minute sometimes. But anyway, I did want to take some time and share with you a new design, new to me that is. I don't know if it's one of those that's been out for a while. This one, I left the calendar date on it. This one's March of 2024. And this was actually part of a paper pumpkin kit. So this was like the part of the face card of one of the cards. And I just added some paper and then a Post-it note holder. And this one's, again, really, really easy measurements. A lot of us have done cards like this before, and you can fold them flat for mailing, and it will fit with the first class stamp. So that's a really easy one. And then this is one we did, I think it was about a year ago. And it too it's got a nice little stand up, super easy. This is one of my original go-tos when I first started doing the calendars every year. And then this one I've been doing pretty much every year. And you know, these you can use several years in a row, just refill the current calendar. And I don't know about y'all, but it just seemed like the calendaring came up very suddenly right after Thanksgiving, and I don't know. And it looks like it's going to be the same for 2026. What I mean is, when you have Thanksgiving in years past, you would have almost a full week before it was actually December the 1st. So we just barely got our Christmas decorations up this time. Oop, time to order a new one. Yeah, and then December's going to be on a Friday. So it's going to be hurried. I guess next year we need to, right before Thanksgiving, that we can maybe go and get all the Christmas stuff. I don't know. We got to do a better plan than we have in years past. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to share with you some of the details real quickly, and we'll get started. So this is a calendar easel, and it's kind of a shorter one. It uses 1/2 of a sheet of cardstock, folded or scored in several different ways. This is an 11 by 4 1/4. The designer paper is 4 by 4, excuse me. And on the 11-inch side, you score it 4 1/4, 8 1/2, 9 1/2, and 10 1/2. And then you'll cut it at 4 1/4, and that gives you 2 calendar bases, and you add all your decorations and all the things. Now, I want to share with you the 2 stamp sets that I'm using. This one, I'm using the word Celebrate from Simply Said. always like to find something that's really cool. Like this one for this year, celebrate another wonderful year. This particular one, it's kind of a 3D and it's not going to mail flat. It just isn't. But this is one of those you can hand deliver to the people. This is using some new product. I am using some bumblebees that we had in years past. I tend to have a little stash, and I usually, to keep from losing them, I'll put them on the little glue dots to kind of hang on to them. And this one seems to be a little top heavy, so I'm kind of wondering if I should stick with the original design. And what I mean by that is this design here. And this one I did a couple of years back. So it's not as long, and it'll only hold your Post-it note. And it's got that little latch on the bottom. I don't know if you'd want to call it a latch, but it's just a little bit bigger, so I don't know. And I modified the design, so I'm not sure. Like I said, it's kind of top heavy, if that's a thing. Yeah, see, it just kind of wants to tilt. So I may not even do that one. I might just have to stick with the original design. But if you wanted to go with this extra pocket, this box part, it's 9 1/4 by 2 3/4, scored at 3/4 an inch on the long side, or the 9 1/4 side. And then turn so the long side is at the top, and score that at 3/4, 4 3/8, 5 1/8, and 8 3/4. Let's see. This is the square one. So this is the one that's on the original easel, and it fits much better. And so you can kind of see what that looks like and where the tear and tape is going to be for that. But this is for the long one, and it's a little confusing, and it's a bit top heavy. I tried to modify it, and I'm seeing now that it doesn't really work very well. So I don't know. I don't know about this one. I think I'm going to put this one off to the side because, like I said, not sure about that one. This one is sturdy. It'll hold the calendar in the front, and you can have room for all the stuff on the inside. You even have room to put a little pin if you wanted. This one's super cute, don't get me wrong, but it's this piece right here that like I said, I modified it, and I don't know that I like it. All right, so we're gonna nix that one for now. You like how I just changed that all of a sudden? This is the best design here. But yeah, we're using a couple of different stamp sets. We're using a brand new one. All right. And this one is in the catalog. I always like to keep little sticky notes so I can reference it later. And then this is one of the designs for this year. This one, this calendar card, it's 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. The inside piece, or excuse me, the mechanism piece, I guess, in the middle here is 5 by 4, scored at 1/2 inch, 2 1/2, 4 1/2, and the designer paper is 5 1/4 by 4. As you can see, this one was one that went unused, but we used this one last year. And I don't remember. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. I can't remember what stamp set that came from. But you can see the fun designs every year kind of change up a little bit. And I'm pretty sure that that's what this one is, the long one. And I'm thinking that may not be the best thing to do. So we're going to nix that one. But perhaps we can modify it, actually. I should say that. We will modify it instead. So we're using this one and one other brand new one. And I just have it here, so bear with me. Oh. It's called Reason to Celebrate. Now this one's in the new mini catalog, which is really exciting. So this one says another wonderful year. And so I'm incorporating celebrate another wonderful year. And when I try to come up with a new design, I usually will do different stamping using different punches or die cuts. Let's celebrate another wonderful year, which is awesome. That'd be great for birthday card, but I was thinking for the calendar, celebrate another wonderful year. And so that's kind of what I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And this is the new packaging, which is really nice because it doesn't take up a lot of room. You can see you could get probably, 2 or 3 different sets. And you can see they're all photopolymer, which, that's my favorite. I absolutely love photopolymer. I like to be able to see what I'm doing. And then, although I didn't get any of the measurements, this one is one of those cards that was a fun fold, and I just decided to bend it in the middle, and I actually created a little latch there in the middle to hold this one down. This was probably 2 years back. Put a little sticky note here, and this is a nice little desk something for somebody. And for purposes of, if I had got the measurements for you, you could easily put your calendar there as well. So this is another possibility. Like I said, there's so many out there. I just like to share all the fun details with you. Let's go ahead and let's do this one. We're going to modify it. And this is kind of my go-to one for sure. I'm going to set that off to the side. So we've got all these fantastic new stamp sets that are coming, and I'm very excited about them. Now this is the bling from Charming Shimmer. And this is the middle mechanism. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to use this because it's just too top heavy on that one for some reason. And I'm not really liking that. So we're just going to go with the original design. And I'm sure this would be a great box for some kind of 3D fun project later. I'll keep all of that for sure. But look at this beautiful paper. I'm pretty sure this one is on the last chance list. So we got our little calendar. We've got a little pin. And then this is our folding mechanism. And then since we're modifying it, we probably want to get some paper that's going to be a little bit bigger because this one I intentionally, let's see, did I write this down? Maybe I wrote it down here. Post-it note holder and calendar. Maybe that's what I use. I'll put it there. And so this one is measured 4 by 2 3/4. And this one, like I said, you could still use it to hold a pen and whatnot. And it's not top heavy like the other one that I tried to modify. But we're actually going to cut some different paper, but from that same pack. Because like I said, we're going to modify it. And, I'm making a bunch for a custom order that I love to do every year. This year, I don't know, do you guys have, I don't even know what it would be called, when it's time to put up your Christmas stamps, clean them, put them up, and then get ready for the spring. I sort of was in mourning for, I don't know, about a week or so. It's like I was playing with Christmas since September, and now all of a sudden it's time to put it up. Hey, Barb, I'm glad you got to join me tonight. Not my regularly scheduled, but it's been a tad busy. 'Tis the season, right? All right, so this is that middle piece, the inside mechanism. And it is 5 by 4, and this one is scored at 1/2 inch, 2.5, and 4.5. And we're not going to do the box on this one. We're just going to do the, the regular stand-up card. And so basically when you fold them, the 2 outer pieces kind of reminds me of something. But you've got tear and tape on both sides. And you're just going to find about 1/8 of an inch or so. And the trick is to use it color on color so that if you are off, you won't be able to tell. How do I know this? Well, I tried to be fancy one time and, well, you could see where I didn't get it even, and so it wasn't very fancy. And even this one, I don't know if you could see it with the camera, but it's just slightly off. All right, so now we've got our stand-up easel. We're going to go ahead and stamp. Instead of let's celebrate, we're going to do celebrate. And the best way to do that is to use your Stampin' Spots. You can get these in your monthly paper pumpkin and collect them. You can also get them in the Kits collection. Sometimes they'll have those available. Oops, sorry about that. And so that's a great way, either in the Kits collection or your paper pumpkin, to get these. And when you're trying to do just one word, when it's a stamp that's got 2 words, the little Stampin' Spot to me is perfect. You bring the little Stampin' Spot to your image, which is going to be celebrate. Ooh, I got a little bit right there, but we'll put a bling there. There's always a way to cover it up. You can always use a stick-it note if you didn't want to take a chance like that. Another wonderful year. These are great greetings for calendars. And these make great gifts for neighbors, co-workers, that hard to buy for person sometimes. Celebrate another wonderful year. And that's from that new stamp set. All right. We've already agreed we're going to put some bling on there. Now I'm going to bring in some paper. And yes, I have lots of paper. This is from Floral Impressions. And we're going to cut it. So let me move some of this stuff off to the side, so we can have some space. I have lots going on this table here, but that's okay. All right. I must have had an idea here and didn't follow through. Sometimes when I get a pack of paper and I really like it and I get more of it, I like to write all the coordinating colors, because you can see there's lots of colors that will coordinate. Lots of different really pretty colors. And of course, Blackberry Bliss is a big one here. This one's really nice, but I've already got it scored for a fancy fold, apparently. I'm not sure why. So let's go a little deeper here. You know what? I'm going to have to crack open that other. There we go. All right. I think I like this one. This one's really, really pretty. That one's really pretty too. I think I'm going to go with that one. All right, so let's cut this pretty one up. And basically it's a card front. So I'm going to get out my paper trimmer. And I'm going to cut it at 4 inches. Just line it up all the way down. Really pretty strawberry slush on the back. So these have some of the new in colors. I do believe this one's still available. It's probably on that last chance list, just FYI. 4 by 5 1/4. And we'll do that again. And I was going to bring in, whoops. I was going to bring in some paper, and I might still do that here just to show you something. When you're doing that and you're getting card fronts like that, whether you're doing it for a calendar or for an actual card that you want to make, I don't know about you, but I have all these little pieces left over. And I've seen some really cute designs where some other crafters have gotten, let's just use this for an example, gotten the pieces, and they'll like put one piece here, they'll put one piece here, and then they'll put a white greeting in the middle, or some form, something very similar, or they'll put a couple up here, and then they'll have their greeting here on the bottom, so that you're still using up your scraps on the card front. So I just wanted to mention that in case you guys had a bunch of these hanging around and you didn't want to get rid of them, because if you're like me, this paper's too pretty to not use, right? So this one, we're going to go ahead and put it on here. And that's the thing too, I've got lots of beautiful Christmas paper that I've used, but then there's part of the pack of the paper that's not so much Christmassy, and so I'm using it for the calendars. All right, so there's that piece. Now we've got our calendar, and what I do is I just put the 3 strips of tear and tape. Let's see where it's going to go. Okay, and then we're going to put kind of at an angle, and then I'm going to add something on here, some bling, right? Go see what some of our past samples look like. So pretty. I even probably have some of that paper left, so I think that's where I'm going to put it. So we'll go ahead and take the tear and tape off. And my Take Your Pick tool is the perfect helpmate for me. So no matter how long or short my nails are, the Take Your Pick tool is going to be super helpful every single time. All right. Next. Oh, you can see I reused some paper. Yeah, I have a hard time throwing my paper away. Because what if I need it? That's what I tell myself. What if I need it? And of course, I'm sure you probably have some of this bling in your stash. If not, well, I'm sure you can find something that would work. All right, we're going to cover up this little spot here. There we go. I've got little dragonflies. I've got the little... got the bumblebees from before, and I've got the little butterflies. I think I just want to put a couple of these on there. Isn't that pretty and super fun, super easy to do? And this is how easy it is. And it comes together super, super fast. So this is kind of one of my go-tos originally, and then here's another one. Guess I'll keep all those together. And then I had this bling out too, so I wonder maybe I should put some of that on there. Let's see. Oh, my tripod keeps messing up. One of these days I'm going to have a tripod mess-free zone, and I don't know how. Anyway, okay. 100th episode tonight. That's crazy, right? But, okay, these are gorgeous colors, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's put this really pretty in color right there in the corner. Let's put a couple of these small ones right next to it. So pretty. I just don't think you can have too much bling, to be honest. Oh, and speaking of bling, here's a sneak peek of what's coming. I gotta show you. Look at those cute lemon lolly, balmy blue, and look at this beautiful bubble bath. And their little Easter eggs. Oh, that's so cute. And then this, oh my. Look at the shine and the bling. This is Sparkle Dot Essentials. And look at the beautiful ladybugs. There's a cute as a bug little suite of products. Super cute. I didn't get that one. I'm afraid I wouldn't have enough time to play with it. I'm trying to be better with my purchases to get things that I'm actually going to be able to use. And so, new stamp set, Reason to Celebrate, and Simply Said. I made a note so that I wouldn't forget to tell you. Again, using some of the Fun Bling. Celebrate another wonderful year. And everything's deciding to fall all of a sudden. Okay, so something else I wanted to share. This is from a kit that I had gotten a while back. I don't even remember when. And so it's those kits that you don't stamp with, they tend to have different languages, which is awesome. And so when I don't use one side, you can turn it and stamp the other side. That's how I came up with this one. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. And so we're going to use that one for this one tonight, using the same one I just stamped, Celebrate Another Wonderful Year. And these come together pretty quickly. I don't know if y'all remember this one. Lots of pretty paper. This one's Berry something, Berry Blast, Berry, I forget what it's called. All right. So we've got our inside folding mechanism ready to go. It's going to go in the center just like this. And then I'm going to flip it over, take this piece off, close it up. See how fast this one's coming together? Super easy. January of 2026. All right. I think this tear and tape might have been from a kit. They always give you more than you'll need, and you'll usually have some extras left over, which is really nice, especially when you're working on other projects. All right, Celebrate Another Wonderful Year. Again, we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to do Celebrate using our ink spot. Let's make sure we don't get ink where we're not supposed to get it. But it's an embellishment opportunity if we do. All right, Celebrate. Oh, I can already see it right there. There. Yep, we'll put a cute little embellishment there. Another wonderful year. How are y'all liking the new packaging? Are you getting used to it? Another wonderful year. Yes, we're going to put some cute little dragonflies. And they're flat, which is really nice for mailing. And you can have it straight on or tilted. I think this one we're going to have straight on there. So these calendars come together very quickly, very nicely. And you can have your dragonflies go any direction you want them to. And then next, we're going to use up some of our beautiful paper that we've used for Christmas cards. But then, well, what do you do with the paper that's not like Christmassy? This is the great idea right here that I had. And of course, our nice to the touch velvet that you can die cut. That's really nice. Very special. Another Wonderful Year is all we're going to put on this one. Oh, you haven't had a chance to organize yet. Yeah, I'm liking it, but as with all change, as I get older, I'm struggling, I'll be honest, but it will ultimately be a great space saver for sure. So this one, although not very Christmassy, is perfect for calendars. Now this is the one that I mentioned at the beginning. Let me go ahead and mention it again. The dimensions to cut. This one, it's your designer paper's 4x4, and it's 11 inches by 4 1/4. And on this side, you score it at 4 1/4, 8 1/2, 9 1/2, and 10 1/2. And that's going to create all in one for this easel here. Okay, just set that one there for a minute. We're going to go ahead and burnish all the score lines here. And this is cloud cover, really beautiful paper. And then this one has those really pretty flowers, hues of blue flowers, great for calendars. And although I used them a lot, I didn't really use them as much on Christmas cards, but I used them on other cards. Let's see. Okay, here's the other fold, or score line. And another one. Okay. I should be telling you what I'm doing as I'm doing it, but I'm trying to remember how. So the little piece here is going to be the back of this stand-up. Okay, so you're just going to basically, just like you did before, but it's all in one piece. And then we're going to have our tear and tape right there. Go ahead and put that on. That's where there's all those different score lines, but this is all 1/2 sheet of paper, so you don't have to worry about a little bit of extra. This is probably my favorite calendar easel design because you literally will use just 1/2 sheet per calendar. Okay, just fold that over, and that's going to be the back. This is our front, so we'll go ahead and put our really pretty 4x4 designer series paper. I don't know if you can hear the football in the background. My husband loves to watch the football. All right, so here's our calendar. We're going to just put it right here on the bottom. And all the 3 strips here. I think I got 3 or 4 of this paper, and this paper is actually, as of last week, still available. It's got the beautiful doves. So we're just going to stamp another Wonderful Year. We're using Secret C. Stamp 2 of them while I'm at it. And then we've got our little punch. I believe it's this one. Yep, this one's 1 1/2. Is that right? Oh, I thought this would be big enough. So this paper's not big enough. Let's grab a different piece of paper and do that again. Usually have all of my little extra pieces. And that one was just not quite big enough. Is this one? Nope, that's the same size. Okay, let's try that again. We've got our cute little dove. All right, another wonderful year. Then we come in. Oop, there's extra paper there. And you can always go through and just punch out a bunch of these, which is probably what I should do. And then you can have them ready to go and then just stamp and assemble. Another wonderful year. But I do like the celebrate. So I have to figure out a way to incorporate that one. The celebrate at the top, maybe. Maybe the whole punch will need to be a little bit bigger. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that one at the corner here. And we're gonna add our beautiful dove. Now this one it will fit in an envelope. Even though it looks like it won't, it actually will. But I'm thinking I should have put this one over here, so, Let me just try that one more time. There we go. So it'll fit an envelope, which is great for mailing. So now I have a couple extra pieces. And we're going to add our beautiful bling on here. And I think I want to do this really pretty right here. And then the two smaller cloud covers. It's just so pretty. And it's a great way to use some of that paper that you have left over. And I have a little bit of it, so I will probably be making more. This one, I'm not real fond of this design, honestly. I like that one a whole lot, though. This one, I think, is just really nice. And then, of course, the doves are great for Christmas. Or for, sympathy. Because, unfortunately, sometimes when we're afforded the opportunity to live longer and get old, well, we tend to need a little more of those sympathy cards. All right, on to the next one. Let's see here. Ooh, I think this might be the last one. Aw. And it's the new design. But there's a lot here. And then here's a couple that from years past. May much luck and good fortune. And I took the old calendar off and put this one on. I may or may not have that stamp and punch. I just don't remember. It's been a few years, but super cute. That same fun design. And then this one was before I learned about that mechanism piece in the middle, and I just stood it up, and it was fine. I don't know why. Maybe the paper's thicker back then. I'm not real sure, but may good things grow all year long. That's another fun one. I enjoyed that stamp bundle. I think that was a punch. I don't know. We've gone back and forth from punches to die cuts, and so I always like to show you all the fun that I've been inspired by in years past. Now this one was lots of fun. I think I saw something on Pinterest and I just kind of went from there, and ta-da! This one is a new one to me. And it's super easy too. So I just want to be sure and share all of that with y'all. I wasn't going to put the little, what I call the mat behind the calendar, but it really sets off and just makes the finishing look so much better. Of course, using some new stuff. Just a note is also from that same Simply Said, I do believe. Let me double check that real quick. Yes. So we're using the Celebrate and Just a Note for this one. And this is a really nice one that you can sit on your desk. And it does use 12 by 6 paper. I don't have the thick on me. I just have the regular white. So that's what I'm using for this one. And I want to show you before I assemble it. It's 12 inches by 6. And then on the 12-inch side, you're going to put it in your trimmer and score it at 6 inches. And then again at 3 inches. Then you're going to put it in your trimmer. And on the 6-inch side, you're going to put it up to 3 inches. And then you're going to cut only to the score line. Okay? And that's going to give you these two pieces here. But they both have a score line. So you could trim off one and have a 3x3 card, or do what I did and keep it, and we're just going to adhere it so that it's a thicker base, basically, since this is not thick cardstock. Hopefully that made sense. So we have 6 inches by 12 inches, so you can get 2 of these calendars from a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock paper. You're going to score it at 6 inches on the 12-inch side, score at 6. Then you're going to move it and score it at 3 inches. Then you're going to turn it on the 6-inch side, put it in up to the 3-inch mark, and then you're going to cut to the 6-inch score line. And you'll have those 2 flaps. Hopefully that made sense. I'm not real sure how to write those instructions out because I didn't write them down on a sticky note. But it is very simple. Okay. And then you're just going to fold it over just like that. And then this left side, and you could make this on the right side if you preferred. I mean, that's the flexibility of this project, which I really love. Love flexibility. Okay, ooh, there's some sticky there. All right, and so this one also using some more of that beautiful paper, right? So this piece is 6 by 3, I believe. Yep, 6 by 3. And this is going to completely cover up that there's a score line. But again, you could have this one, do it just the opposite, and fold that one if you want. I'm just going to stick with my original. But again, it's going to be flush from top to bottom, left to right. All right, let's just double check the measurements here. Okay. When you have it where you want it, I basically will hold down and then I will lift up and then start some adhering. And then go ahead and add some more adhesive. And then I'm going to adhere down this entire panel. Just like that. And it's just going to give it extra support. Now this one, it gets a little tricky, but just a tiny bit, that's all. And then here's the rest of the pieces. And of course we have different possibilities. That's why I included this. I thought I had written this down somewhere, but anyway. So this is what I have on there now, just to note. There's also the other die cuts that we have, Nested Essential Dies, and of course my all-time favorite, Everyday Arches, multiple wonderful uses. Let's try this one, because I think that will look really nice there as well. Just a note, again, same thing. This one looks really good too. But let's do that one. Just a note. I'm gonna do this one step at a time. I tend to try to jump ahead. I don't know why. Just a note. Just find that middle sweet spot. Just like that. That looks really good. I like that a lot. Now, another thing too that you could do if you say you didn't want to use designer paper, you could always run through an embossing folder and give it some, texture and still add your greeting or whatever you wanted to put on there. This is the new Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. It looks like starfish. It's kind of bizarre. I'm not even sure why, but I'm intrigued by it, and so I got it. I'm going to have to definitely play with that one. All right, this should be dry. The nice thing about when you have really new juicy ink pads, if you don't let it dry, it will smear. So just be aware of that. So have you got all your crafting unpacked, Barbara? And have you started crafting? I'm afraid that would be one of my first things after the kitchen's all done. It would be my stamp room. All right, I didn't write this down, but we're basically going to have a little mat. In other words, it's going to be 3 by 2.5, and that's going to give about 1/8 of an inch for the top and 1/8 of an inch for the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and put that one down. Next, there we go. And then this one's kind of eyeballing it. I know there's some of y'all, you're like, I do not want to eyeball nothing. Now, I did get this one off a little bit. I don't know if that you can see that. But apparently when I got this, I thought it was all one, but it's one of those crazy ones that it just like, it's a nice little fan or whatever, but it makes it tricky to put it on here without too much of an issue. I'm going to just do one at a time and see if that helps. It may not, but, well, let me just go ahead. Oh, you still don't have everything unpacked? Oh, man. Oh, okay, yeah. Trying to figure out what room everything's going to be in. Yeah. I'd be measuring. Okay, whichever one is the biggest, that's going to be my craft room. No, I don't know. All right, so then we're just going to kind of line it up as close as you can get. There we go. Okay. And so this is just going to fit right there. And we're going to have a tiny bit of a lip, as you can see on the original. Oh, you've got family. Oh, bless your heart. All right, so we're going to basically adhere it to there. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just double checking myself here. Now you see I was a little off on that one. That's the only thing about the tear and tape. It's great, but I don't always get it on straight. All right, just a little bit of a lip. All right, press down, and then voila. The only thing left to do for this one, which again, I love both of those. They're both unique, and they're beautiful. And I think I want to go with this one right there. And let's go with a couple of the lighter color flowers, just offset just a tiny bit. You do like the new design? Yeah, it's really, really cute. And I actually had a 12 by 12. In fact, I think I even have the In Colors as a 12 by 12. And that cardstock, I think, is a little bit thicker, maybe. But this is a nice one. This one, I do believe you would have to get like a 6 by 9 envelope, pay a little bit more in postage, but you could definitely send that one off in the mail. And then if you don't have tear and tape, I would use Stampin' Seal Plus. Ooh, I'm about out. So that's the designs that I have for you tonight. Let me just get a couple of these out so you can see them. This one's very, very sturdy. I do like that one a lot. All right. That was actually this year's. Yeah, current year. This is upcoming year. So there's those. And then this one. Let's celebrate another wonderful year together. Let's see what I did with the other paper here. Oh, yeah. And so this one I could totally slap on a new one for this year. So cute. The one that I've done once before in 2024, and this is an easy fold card design, another easy one as well that we've done in years past. And then the one I was going to share tonight, but I soon realized it's just a little too front heavy, and it tends to want to fall over. So I decided not to do that one. So this is one of those kind of experimental, let's see what it's going to look like with this box on it, because it's big enough to hold a little pin on the side. I just haven't figured out how to make it sturdier. So if you have any suggestions, I am all ears for that one, because, you know, that one too would be kind of fun, but it tends to want to fall over. So I don't know. All right, so that is it, the new design and the originals, which are always so fun and easy to make. And I shared all of the dimensions and measurements at the beginning. So hopefully we will see you in the new year. We've got a new, while we have our calendar, let me just show you. We have our first workshop coming up on the 17th of January. We have some family get-togethers, and then this week, hopefully, we will have all of Christmas taken down, because like I said, we got it up late this year. But our first workshop will be on the 17th, and it's going to be new catalog stuff, new designs and fun things. Maybe we'll do this calendar. Who knows? But hopefully you guys can join us, bring a friend, and we will see you in the new year. Of course, I don't know if I'll go live on the 1st. Maybe I will. That'd be a good time. My episode 101, Stampin' Athena's Creations on YouTube. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the new year. Merry Christmas. Hopefully it's peaceful and joyful, and hopefully you can get some much needed rest during this time, and we will see you in the new year. Happy stamping.